It's Monday, the 30th of November. It's great to see everybody this last day in November. It's hard to believe that December is tomorrow. That 2020 is very quickly ticking down. Many of us are happy about that. But it's been an interesting year and we're nearing the end of it, which is crazy. As business owners, we think about all of the transitions that we've made over this past year, and we've made transitions in our business to be able to accommodate to the new needs of the economy, and it's been a really interesting ride. So I congratulate all of you for making it through 2020, and we're going to reach 2021 like it's a new year and a new exciting thing that we're going to have with our businesses. As we finalize the year and we get ready for the holidays and we get ready for 2021, looks a little bit different for 2021, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. But I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, had some downtime with your family. I hope you are enjoying some nice weather and preparing for the busy holiday season. So I read this Harvard Business Review article last week, and it just really stuck to me as far as the phrasing and as far as some of the ideas that it was talking about, and that's what inspired my talk today. But the title of the article was how important it is to act like a camel and not a unicorn during this time. And the article was directed towards startup businesses, which makes a lot of sense. But I think a lot of these ideas we can implement in our own small businesses as we think about transitioning out of 2020 and into 2021, and having learned quite a few things over this past years, developed some resiliency strategies in our business to be able to make it through these tough times, but also understanding that in 2021 we're going to be meeting many of the same challenges. At least for the first quarter of the year, we'll be meeting many of the same challenges, whether it be shutdowns or less money coming in, whatever that is. But then hopefully we'll start to transition out of that as 2021 continues. But it's just important to remember that. So act like a camel, not a unicorn. A few ideas that I took from this particular article. And the first thing that I think is critically important for not only startup businesses that are going right now, because there's a lot of, time has told us or shown us that some of the best ideas come out of an economic standstill, which we're not necessarily at an economic standstill, but we are in a little bit of a depression or a stalemate where small businesses cannot produce like they were, particularly small businesses that are newer and that are not as well established. So it's just in particular industries that creates a challenge. So reflecting on in the last month of the year, digging into your foundations and creating resilience during a time of economic stalemate, some of the best ideas for businesses have come out of this. And you have made changes and you've pivoted your business practices. I was in a Zoom meeting this morning and we were talking about how we were in 2 different Zoom calls, and that's not a problem we had a year ago. A year ago, we weren't even really probably thinking about meeting on Zoom. But a change that we've made in our businesses is that we do a lot more of our meetings face-to-face on Zoom rather than in person. So that maybe has changed part of the foundation of your business or your marketing strategy, and it's helped you create resilience through this challenging time. My recommendation is to keep building those foundations and strengthening those foundations, because the first few months of 2021 are not going to be much different than they have been for the past few months of 2020. We might not have the shutdowns. We do have a vaccine on the horizon, or multiple vaccines on the horizon, and that's great news for all of us. But it's going to take some time to be able to be present with all of us, and we're not going to be out of the COVID economy for quite some time. It's going to have some it's going to create more resilience because it's going to have lasting effects for a while. So sustain some of those practices, bolster some of those practices, and understand that this might be the preferred way to communicate for many people to communicate at this time rather than coming down to your office. So embracing some of these changes is a way that you can really strengthen the foundation and help to move forward. Another way to think about how this COVID economy has changed your business is to understand what if you've made transitions in the way that you communicate with people or the way that you establish relationships with people. I think that's great. Maybe it's time to revisit your mission and your core values, to think about those again, or to remind your consistent customers about those again. Because when you show that strength, when you show that resilience, when you prove your way through those things, it just creates an avenue for more referrals and return business and those lifetime clients. And that's what gets me into the second piece of advice today that I got from this article, that approaching clients with security, ease, and confidence, or potential customers with security and ease, is consumer behavior has changed over the past couple of months. People are holding on to more of their money. Potential clients, consumers that are out there are being barraged with all this information and this marketing. Digital marketing agencies are making a ton of money right now because that's where everybody is on the internet. But your consumer behavior has changed. It's become much more skeptical. It's become much more restrictive, and it's also, your competition has also increased. So when you approach your clients with more of a sustainable relationship and a lifetime client type of relationship that you want, rather than a one-time transaction type of relationship, you're going to appear like you want this relationship and you want this to be a longer transaction than just the initial transaction that takes place. People are working out of desperation right now because their businesses are suffering, and taking some stock of who you are and digging into your foundations, creating resilience within your own business is key, but also showing that resilience is a way that we can transition that energy to our clients that are all potential clients that are all dealing with the same economic woes, that they don't have as much money coming in, or their jobs may be threatened, whatever that is. We approaching our clients with more ease and more confidence is better than barraging them with information and pushing things down their throats. We've all had those sales people that are super forward, that are super directive, that give you all the solutions, that are very aggressive in their approach. And that's creating some standoff attitudes right now. Best to invest in a message that cultivates relationships, that establishes those lifetime clients, and then encourages that human connection, because that's what we're all yearning for right now. So the phrase "act like a camel, not a unicorn" is great, because we look at digging into these foundations, creating these long-term solutions, holding on to those foundations and holding on to some of our money, not spending a bunch of money right now on the next thing, the unicorn that's off in the distance that we are trying to make the most money during this time, because it's a better business practice to create that resilience and to approach 2021, yes, like it's a new year, but the first couple of months of the new year is going to be similarly restrictive like these past couple of months of 2020. So those are some tips today. I really like the phrase "act like a camel, not a unicorn," because we don't need to be spending a bunch of money right now on the next best thing and the next best solution. Find the solution that is best for your business. Dig into your foundations, reflect upon what's worked this past year and what hasn't. How can you change things? How can you alter things so you can continue bringing money in? I hope that you are all well. I hope your businesses are doing well. I also hope you had a chance to enjoy your family and friends over the holiday weekend. And I look forward to talking with you again next Monday. I'm here every Monday. I like to start off our week with a little business boost, a little motivation Monday, and go into the week. But I always invite you, if you have any questions about how to transform your expertise into a product, that's what I do. That's what I bring to the table, and I'd love to chat with you about how to create some resilience in your business. So shoot me a message. You can find me on Facebook, find me on LinkedIn. just shoot me a message whenever you have a chance, and we will be in touch. Hope you all have a great week, and happy Thanksgiving and happy December to everybody. So I will talk to you next week.